These heavy duty 27-gallon totes are a steal at $13 a piece, but they're just an open box. No organization whatsoever. So in today's video, we're going to make some dividers for it and show you how you can better organize these totes and get more for your money. Let's do it. Hey, can you see me? Hang on for a second. We got a little bit of wood scraps to deal with, but hold on, let me zoom out. But today's video is continuing with the theme of being more organized and being more proactive on staying organized. So, and if you're like me, you're a bit of a scrap wood hoarder. This is scraps from all of the crosses that we make here. We use like a 12 by 20 sheet, cut the crosses out, and these are all the pieces around it. And we just can't let them go to waste because we can make some stuff out of these pieces. And it's easier if you know what size pieces you're working with to line stuff up on the laser. So we cut them all down, but that leaves a huge problem, and that is storage for all these things. This is the rack that we used to store everything on, but it's not the most stable thing in the world. I had originally built it to dry doors or signs and stuff, but then we kind of just started storing wood on it. This is the wood that I'm talking about. And once we cut the cross out of it, there's pieces left. Anyways, there's got to be a better storage solution, right? So these totes, right now at Lowe's, are like $12.98. And they're pretty heavy duty, they're awesome, but they're just giant storage containers. And while that may be beneficial if you want to store like large tools you don't use often or larger pieces of wood in here, I made some dividers for these totes, and we're going to make some. If you want to make some of these yourself after this video, there's a link down below to free plans. Made plans for 1/4 inch plywood if you want to use 1/4 inch, 1/2 inch, or 3/4 inch. All the dividers work the same. I'm going to use 1/2 inch. Okay, so although I'm using the CNC, you do not have to have a CNC to be able to make these. You can print the templates off and glue them to wood and cut them out with a jigsaw and drill, or however you want to cut them out. If you have a laser, you can cut them out with a laser. My 1/4 inch I would cut out with a laser if I was doing 1/4 inch, but since I'm doing 1/2 inch, I'm going to use a CNC. For my pieces, I'm using some scrap 1/2 inch plywood that I had. If you go to buy plywood, or if you want to buy full sheet or one of those 1/4 sheets, that'll do. Basically, they're 27, the longest one is a little over 27 inches long, and they're 11.5 inches tall each. So if you squeeze them together, you can fit a large one and a small one onto a 2-foot wide sheet of plywood. So if you have a sheet of plywood, you rip it half, you rip it down the middle half, then you're left with two 2-foot by 8-foot long sheets. So if you buy one of those 1/4 sheets, it's 2 foot long by 4 foot long. You'll be able to get at least one out of that. But if you got scrap like I do, you can get them all out of scrap. So let's fasten this bad boy on and do some CNCing. Okay, here's our container. Let's see. Look at that. Like a glove. And top goes on and doesn't interfere. The first set I made was a little bit taller, and the top wasn't going all the way, so I had to change it. And also, there's a little ledge at the bottom. I didn't have enough clearance for that. But it looks good, so let's load it up with some wood. Okay, so we got large pieces, medium-sized pieces, so there we go. Now everything's organized, and we'll have a box for each wood species. We do mahogany, walnut, and maple. So you can see, don't have a whole lot of maple scraps, not a lot of walnut like we do mahogany. We have by far the most mahogany scraps. So that's all there is to it. With trying to stay organized, and there's a cat in here. Well, hello, come here. Come here. He won't let me pick him up right now. But, can you leave? You're annoying. You're loud. They can hear you, and you won't even show yourself. Lame.